Josh, what do you do in a day? What do you eat? Okay, so let me frame this a little bit. So I am a weightlifter, an Olympic style weightlifter. I'm not a CrossFitter. I work towards doing two-ish exercises really well. The snatch and the clean and jerk. Now the clean and jerk certainly is a clean, then a jerk. I squat, I deadlift, I do pulls, I work on developing my body in a way so that I can lift more on the snatch and clean and jerk, lift the most weight at the least amount of body weight possible. That is what makes you competitive. If you weigh 150 pounds and you can snatch 300, guess what? You are freaking good, okay? So that's what I train for. So I eat to get to my goal. My goal is, again, to be the best weightlifter I can, to lift the most weight at the least amount of body fat, or body weight, period, okay? If I could drop a weight class and still be able to perform, you better believe I'm gonna do it, okay? So, with that in mind, at most, I do sets of 8 repetitions. And if I'm doing sets of 8, it's on one day, it's squats, and I do, 3 or 4 sets, okay? My volume, no matter what part of the year I'm in, isn't very high. Right now I'm in a hypertrophy block, a gain muscle block, a general phase. I'm doing, 4 sets of 6 squats. I'm doing some doubles and triple snatches. I'm doing some, doubles and triple cleans, some singles, some doubles, some triple jerks. I'm doing, sets of 5 deadlifts a few times a week. So yes, I am in a higher volume phase right now than I typically am throughout the year. But I'm only in it for so long, and I eat to get a certain response. I do this volume to gain more muscle. That way I can go into a strengthening phase, which is less volume but higher weights, in order to get stronger so I can lift more weight when I'm peaking. But I eat for that reason. I'm not eating to lose weight, to look a certain way. I don't eat to necessarily weigh a certain amount, okay? Again, I eat for performance reasons, to lift as much as I possibly can at the least amount of body weight, while, again, being able to be successful. I could cut 10 pounds, feel like crap, and I'm going to lift like crap. So again, I have to kind of play with it. So here's what I do. I usually work out at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. That's usually about the time, okay? That's just what works for me. My workouts are maybe 2 hours long. Some of the peaking blocks might get a little longer because I'm building to a certain point, and anyway, let's just say it's 2, at the most 3 if you count my warm-up, my cool-down, things like that. 3 hours at the most, okay, but that's very seldom. And again, we're talking warm-up and cool-down. Active work, maybe an hour. So, on average, in an average workout, in that hour, maybe 90 minutes of actual work, not doing a whole lot of work. I do a set, I rest for 2 minutes. So, I am able, even in a hypertrophy block, I don't eat until noon, 2 o'clock, okay? So I'll be completely fasted on an empty stomach while I'm working out at the gym, okay? If you believe that coffee doesn't break your fast, all I have is coffee in my system, okay? No food, no calories, nothing. But when I break my fast, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever, I still get a certain amount of calories. Calories that I have designated allows me to, in this training phase, to gain some muscle. I'm adding an extra 200-300 calories a day so I can gain a little bit of muscle. I still eat enough calories that I can perform well, still get my lifts in, still sleep very well, recover appropriately, and gain a little bit of muscle. But I just happen to get it between the hours of 1 or 2, maybe noon if I'm a little hungry, because I'll eat if I'm hungry. And maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock at the latest is usually when I eat. That way I can sleep really well. If I go to bed at like 10:30, I don't want to be eating at 10 o'clock. So I might only eat within a 6-hour window or up to maybe a 9-hour window. That's what works for me, okay? Working out on an empty stomach, I feel fine. I've trained myself to do it. There's research out there that Training on an empty stomach, you get a little more of adrenaline rush, okay? Hey, that adrenaline will help me lift more, okay? It at least works for me. After my workout, I might not eat for an hour or two. Some studies have shown that your testosterone levels go up when you don't immediately quench your hunger right after a workout, okay? Great. That might be absolutely true. But what I know is it works for me. It might not work for you. I do take supplements. I do take protein. I eat 8 cups of broccoli a day, most days, okay? Not every day. But I haven't gone 2 days without vegetables in years, okay? So almost every day I'm getting vegetables. I'm getting meat in my life. I'm getting some type of a grain, some type of a carbohydrate if I'm not in a ketogenic phase. And I'm in those types of phases when my goal isn't to lift the most weight. Maybe it's to drop a few pounds to see if I can do well in a different weight class, whatever. But even though I'm only eating in a 6-hour window, sometimes 8, I still am getting upwards of 3,000 calories a day. Now, 3,000 is what works for my metabolism, my level of body weight, muscle, so that I can gain some weight. 3,000 calories. For 3,000 calories, the average 200-pound man doesn't need 3,000 calories, okay? I'm not saying, look at me, I need 3,000 calories. No. What I'm saying is that for the amount of work I do, the amount of training I do when I'm coaching people and standing all day and walking back and forth and my activity level, I gain a little bit of weight on 3,000 calories. In a hypertrophy phase when I'm doing more exercise. Boom, that works for me, okay? As my training, as I do less and less work, I eat less and less. Why? Because I'm not trying to get huge. I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't care what I look like. I care how I perform, okay? I need to be a specific weight so that I can perform at my optimal. You guys need to figure out what you need from your nutrition. What is your goal? If it's to lose weight, maybe fasting works. Hey, maybe. Maybe limiting your calories, maybe limiting your carbohydrates, maybe training a little bit more, something, okay? All I want you to get from this talk, is that I eat what I need to get out of my body what I'm looking for. I don't eat to look a certain way. If I had an extra 2% body fat, so what? As long as my lifts go up. If I weighed 10 more pounds, as long as my lifts go up, fine. As long as they go up a certain amount. Because again, my goal is to lift the most weight possible in the snatch and clean and jerk with as little body weight as possible. And that's it.